Are your poppy donations being given to support a radical gender ideology? The Royal British Legion is this year selling a badge featuring the traditional poppy alongside the rainbow-coloured Progress Pride flag, which is favoured by LGBT groups. Now, whether they've sold it in previous years, I don't know, but they're selling it now. It's also unclear whether the Legion belongs to the controversial Stonewall Diversity Champion scheme. A screenshot was circulating on social media showing that the Legion is or was a member of the scheme. But the organisation has put out a statement saying they do not currently have a relationship with Stonewall, although they have worked with them in the past. Now, why does this matter? Well, because in order to belong to Stonewall's Diversity Champion scheme and many of their other schemes, you have to hand over a chunk of cash to Stonewall. And that cash is then used to promote Stonewall's agenda, like pushing radical gender ideology in schools and trying to criminalize church leaders who teach about the sanctity of marriage. So it is fair to ask the question, have your poppy donations gone where you did not expect? Now, lots of organisations have pulled out of Stonewall's various membership schemes in recent times, all because of the charity's radical ideology. The Royal College of Psychiatrists is the latest to have cut ties, and they join Sports England, the Scottish Parliament, the Arts Council of England, the Crown Prosecution Service, the Government Equalities Office, and the Equality and Human Rights Commission. And I'm not sure where the British Legion stands today.
Sorry to interrupt, but if you're enjoying this discussion, why not subscribe to ET? Simply visit evangelical-times.org and click subscribe.
Now, some people on social media, and yes, I know that's not a very calm or reasonable crowd, but they're saying they'll never wear the poppy again. So can a church pastor still wear a poppy in the pulpit? Can churches still incorporate the 2-minute silence as part of their morning worship service on Remembrance Sunday? Well, I'm sure the majority of people will still go ahead, refusing to let the woke mob push them out of doing something that they've done all their lives. Now, I must admit, rainbow badges aside, I've always felt a bit conflicted on Remembrance Sunday. Because on the one hand, I do want to remember the sacrifice that this nation made during the 2 world wars, and I think that is too easily forgotten. And I'm also grateful for the freedoms and the liberties that we now enjoy. I also want to be sensitive to those members of my church who have lost loved ones in battle or who have got strong ties to the armed forces. But on the other hand, the nonconformist churchman in me finds it all a bit Anglican. I mean, shouldn't this just be a civic remembrance outside of the church? After all, where in the Bible does it tell me to remember the war dead as part of public worship? And aren't we exposing ourselves as churches to difficulties by allowing a social convention, which can and clearly does change over time, to be part of a church service? Well, these are sensitive topics, and no doubt different churches will come to different conclusions. But I do think that Christians should at least be aware of the questions that are currently swirling around the Royal British Legion. Let me be clear. I'm certainly not saying don't go out and buy or wear a poppy. In fact, for the record, I plan to buy one and wear one. But I do think it's only fair that you have the opportunity to come to your own conclusions. You know, when I was training as a journalist, which is almost 30 years ago now, I had a quote pinned to the wall of my desk, and I think I can still remember it word for word, but forgive me if I haven't got it quite right. But it goes like this: "Such is the nature of man when clothed in power, that whatever mischief he has not yet done, he is sure to be meditating upon it. And unless he is restrained by a fear of what the public may think or do, he may actually do it tomorrow."